Let's be very honest. Some of us have been in protective styles all year, from January up until now. 2025 is coming to an end already, yet our hair still looks the same length. So what's really happening? Is protective styling really the secret to long, healthy hair, or is there something more important? I used to think the only way to grow my hair was to keep it hidden. Braids, twists, buns, all back to back. But when I took a break and started focusing on what actually helps me retain a length, that's when I saw real results. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you must do to retain length, even if you don't want to be doing protective styles all the time. If you're not aware, there are people who actually wear their hair out. That's, they don't do a lot of braids, they don't do a lot of twists, they don't do a lot of bantu knots, they don't do a lot of styles with their hair. They just wear the hair out, but the hair keeps growing and thriving, and you won't even know that they rarely style their hair. By the end of this video, you understand why your hair has not been retaining length, even though you've been making protective styles and even though you've been following everything you thought was right. Because here's the truth, your hair is always growing. It's just that there may be something that you're doing which is causing you to lose a lot of hair, and once you lose more hair than you're able to retain, that's what gives the appearance that your hair is stuck at a certain length. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Eva here, and we're back with another video. This video is going to be very straightforward. I'm not going to waste any time to get to the point, but before we get into it, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me for yet another video. And if you're a new viewer just discovering my channel, I hope you like what you see. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell beside to be notified whenever I post new content. And you can check out the rest of my videos as well. I have loads of content about hair care that will definitely help you if you need help along your hair growth journey, making it smooth. I have DIYs on how to make different kinds of products at home, and I have a lot of educational videos that can guide you and help you figure your hair journey out, whether you're a beginner or whether you're stuck as you are growing your hair out. Perhaps the most popular method of length retention is by making protective styles. Protective styles are hairstyles that are meant to help condition your hair, keep it healthy, and help you retain length and reduce excess breakage and hair loss. There are styles like twists, like braids, like cornrows, like wigs, like weaves, like buns, like African threading. I have a video where I discussed those protective styles at length, and I gave you guys the best low manipulation, low tension protective styles that you should be making if you are trying to grow your hair. But you have to note that you must not actually do protective styles to grow your hair long and healthy. One thing you have to also note is that how you choose to go about wearing your hair out without constant protective styling will depend on the texture of your hair, will depend on the volume of your hair, and will depend on where you live, the environment, and your hair care routine and products you use. I like to tell my people, if your hair is short, you can get away with anything. You can get away with basically minimal to no hair care. But the minute you start seeing some length, if your goal is to grow your hair long up to a certain point, then you will need to start paying attention. You will need to get a routine. You need to get some products down that you use consistently, and you'll need to pick a few hairstyles that you can make consistently so that you keep that length retained and so that you see the progress that you're looking for. The first pointer I will give you is to keep your hair stretched. Always. Yes, this may be a little controversial, but we all know that when it comes to natural hair, if your hair is not stretched, then your hair is going to shrink. And you have to know that shrinkage is not bad, but where your hair is in a shrunken state, it means that the curls are compressed, and so they tend to tighten, they tend to be very coily, they tend to clump together, and this may lead to tangling, this may lead to breakage, especially when it's time for you to detangle. So keeping your hair stretched is going to eliminate or reduce how shrunken your hair is. And when I say stretched, I don't mean blow drying, I don't mean applying heat constantly. You can do things like loose twist, you can do things like loose braids just to stretch the hair for the meantime, and then when you're ready to step out or do whatever it is is you want to do, you just take down those very temporary styles and your hair will be stretched. But keeping your hair stretched is key because it will make the hair easier to manipulate. It will also make the hair easier to detangle, and your hair will be able to retain moisture better compared to when it's shrunken. Shrunken hair is hard to manage, and yes, we can be realistic about this because even I try to keep my hair stretched, which is why it's always in those loose braids and twists. I try to keep the hair stretched because I know that I don't like dealing with my hair when it's tangled. Detangling my hair takes so long, and I can spend hours just trying to detangle my hair gently to avoid losing too much hair. So your first tip is that you want to keep your hair stretched as much as you can. Opt for loose braids, opt for loose twists, opt for loose cornrows, opt for banding, and you can also opt for African threading. The second thing you want to do is master moisture balance. Your hair will either be moisturized or it will be dry. And if your goal is length retention, whether you're doing protective styles or you're wearing your hair out on its own, you want to make sure that that hair is moisturized. Dry hair breaks constantly, just like shrunken hair. And when your hair breaks constantly, that means you're going to be shedding a lot of hair, which means that the hair length is going to be reducing, as opposed to moisturized hair, which is going to remain stretchy, which is not going to be brittle, and which is going to be healthy enough to remain in one piece. You have to know that no matter how well you style your hair, no matter how well you care for your hair, if the hair is constantly dry, then it is at risk of constantly breaking. So what you need to do is you need to opt for products that contain water, and you also need to use water for your moisturizing. So you can do the liquid cream oil method or the liquid oil cream method, which is LCO or LOC, depending on your hair porosity. Porosity is how well your hair absorbs and retains moisture. So you have to note all of these things, and then the way that you apply your product, you're going to be able to tell how long your hair retains moisture for after you apply your water, after you apply your leave-in conditioner, and then you seal with an oil or a butter. So you will need to have water, you need to have leave-ins, and you will need to have an oil or a butter or both. When you apply these products to your hair, you're going to observe your hair and see how well and how long the hair retains that moisture for before you need to reapply the product. When you're not using a leave-in conditioner or an oil or butter, you can get a leave-in spray or a leave-in mist, which is a liquid product that you can spray on your hair every couple of days. When you use the leave-in spray or mist, you are still going to need to apply oil. Oils and butters are very important because the oil is what seals in moisture into the hair. If you apply water to the hair and you don't apply any oil to seal in that moisture, the hair will still end up dry. And then you have to note that you need to be consistent with a routine like this. When it comes to moisture, you cannot just moisturize your hair one day and leave it till next month, till next 2 weeks, till next 2 months before you moisturize again. You need to have a steady routine that allows you to repeat your moisturizing process consistently so that your results come in and they remain for the long term. So if you're moisturizing but you observe that your hair breaks every time you moisturize and it breaks a lot, that means you need to adjust what you're doing to moisturize, and it may even be the product. So you'll need to check that, do patch tests when necessary, make your observations, note what needs to be noted, and change what needs to be changed. You need to handle your hair like it's fragile. You need to handle your hair like it will break at the slightest provocation. You need to handle your hair with care. There are a lot of people that are very impatient when it comes to dealing with their hair, when it comes to detangling, when it comes to combing, when it comes to styling. They just want to rush through the process because it's natural hair. And I understand that natural hair is very tasking and it can be demanding, but rushing through the process and costing yourself length that you are trying to retain is not going to help you. The key is a little patience. I'm also guilty of this, and I did not even know this until I started to watch my videos from back when I used to comb my hair compared to now. So I noticed that back then, if I find a video that is a good example, I'm going to insert it somewhere. But back then, when I combed my hair, I just combed through the hair. I mean, after detangling, I would just comb through the hair, just in a hurry so that I can move on to the next activity. But I actually started taking my time to detangle this hair, and I started to take my time to actually work the hair from my ends all the way to my roots, as opposed to just starting from the roots and combing through the entire thing, causing myself headache, causing myself tender scalp, and causing me to lose hair where I should not be losing hair. So if your hair is very tangled, for example, you can start with your fingers after applying your detangling product. Start with your fingers, then work your way from your ends all the way to your tips. When you're done with that, you can go in with a wide tooth comb or detangling brush and then finish the detangling process. Trust me, if you do something like this, by the time you're done and you take out the hair that you have shed or that has broken after you're done with detangling your entire head, you're going to see that it's very minimal compared to just detangling the hair haphazardly so that you can leave the place. If you come across things like knots among your hair strands, also take a pause and separate these strands of hair instead of ripping them apart. Ripping the hair strands causes splits along individual hair strands. You're just destroying the entire hair strand and the formation of your hair. So please, you need to be very gentle when you are dealing with your hair. Being gentle is going to take you so far, just as being consistent and being repetitive is going to take you far. You need to trim when necessary. I'm somebody who trims my hair at least 2 times a year. It could be 3, it could be 4, but I don't trim my hair until I want to comb or detangle and I notice that I cannot pass my hand freely from my ends or from my roots all the way to the ends. So once I observe that that's the case, I know that it's time for me to get my hair trimmed. So you don't have to be scared of trimming. Trimming is just going to take the ends of your hair which are old and which are knotted together, which are tangled together, and which are not easily separated. Trimming is going to take off those ends and leave you with healthier hair, which is going to grow fuller, longer, and better. So you want to trim when necessary. You can space your trim so you do it every quarter, meaning every 3 months, or you can do like me and trim your hair at least twice a year or 3 times or 4 times, not every month. That is too frequent, and not every other week. That's also too frequent. So space your trims and be sure that you actually pamper your hair and trim it well. When you trim, you don't want to take out too much hair unless your goal is to shorten your length. So you don't want to take out too much hair. You want to take out just the ends that are giving you the issues with detangling comfortably. So once your hair is clean and it's blunt, it's going to be easier for you to work with. It's going to be easier for you to detangle, and it's going to have a healthier appearance in general. And then number 5, which is my final point, you want to create a very simple hair care routine, and you want to stick with that routine. You actually need to stick with whatever routine that you create. If you need help with a hair care routine that has been specially curated for you from start to finish, detailing all of the activities you're going to perform over the course of 1 week, this routine lasts for 30 days, and you're going to also have products that you're going to make in your house. You're going to have shampoo, you're going to have conditioner, you're going to have deep conditioner, you're going to have leave-in conditioner, you're going to have a hair growth butter and a hair growth oil, which is the exact routine that I use and the exact products that I also make and use in my house. Go ahead and tap the link in the description box. My 30-day hair growth challenge, it has helped so many people, and every time somebody comes to me about the challenge after they've done it, they always bring back positive reviews. So if you don't want to do the routine yourself, you don't want to start sourcing for products yourself, if you want something that is already made, go ahead and tap that link. I'll also link it in the comment section, in the pinned comment, so that you can see the link and you can tap it. The challenge is currently discounted at 50%. So this is a good time to grab it. I quickly want to point out that for that challenge, the products that you're going to make, you're going to make them in your house. So you're going to have to find the ingredients. They are actually not difficult ingredients. A lot of the ingredients are ingredients that you can find in your kitchen. So you're going to make those products in your house. But if you cannot make the products in your house, then you can substitute those products for store-bought products. When it comes to routines, you don't need to do everything. You don't need to try everything on YouTube. You don't need to try every product. You don't need to try every cream, every leave-in, every deep conditioner. Once you find find the one that your hair likes and it works well, just stick with it for a time, and trust me, you'll be able to track your progress and your results are going to come in a way that's going to leave you very satisfied. Hair care routines are so important. Don't let anybody tell you that your hair does not need a routine or it does not need specific things you need to do to make it grow. I've already said if your hair is short, you can get away with doing nothing, but the minute you start seeing length and you need that length to improve, you need to have a routine. You need to be consistent with hair care so that you keep your progress coming in. So focus on these 5 things: keeping your hair stretched, keeping your hair moisturized, handling your hair with care, trimming regularly, and having a consistent routine. And trust me, in no time, you are going to see amazing results that will have you repeating these things for the long term. You have to note that your hair is always growing. What you do to retain that growth is what's important. And that's it. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, kindly leave a comment down below. You can engage with yourselves. You can ask questions and answer the questions amongst each other. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.